Welcome. What's happening? By the time this video is seen by the public, it'll be after my birthday, but while I'm recording this, it's August 5th, 2 days after my birthday. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can wish me a happy birthday. I had fun, man. I had a hell of a week. Spent some time with family and friends. We had fun. Probably drank a little bit of too much alcohol. So yeah, I don't want to see no alcohol for the rest of the year. But I had a good time, man. My 32nd birthday. It was a good time. But now I'm ready to get back to the basics. I'm ready to get back on point, man. And one thing that I was having a conversation this morning about, and we were talking about how, like, right now, it seems like there's this agenda being pushed about hypersexuality. Like, we're seeing it in the music, and we're especially seeing it with the rappers, specifically the women rappers. You know what I'm saying? They popping. You know what I'm saying? They doing really good. But they a little raunchy right now. And but what most people want to do is they want to point the finger at the women and write them off. And we see podcasts all day long just kind of like bashing women, just talking about how women are just, low class or this or that, just pointing the blame. And I'm specifically talking about my community. If you are of another race, you know what I'm saying, you can listen to this message and apply it to your life. But I'm gonna only speak about what I know the most, which is the Black community. And I need us as men to be accountable. Yes, and that means being accountable of our women in their choices. Now, certain men may hear that and be like, oh, you simping, oh, that's crazy. We don't need to be taking accountability for what these 304s do. We ain't they daddies and all of that. Well, this is what I want to say to that. If we are going to be leaders, don't just be a leader of yourself and one or two people. Let's be leaders of the community. Let's take our community back. And when people talk about being a leader and being a king, people only want to talk about the positives, you know what I'm saying? The gold crown and, the feast and all the trinkets and all the nice things, but they never want to talk about some of the more, less attractive things, like accountability, even when it's not your fault. A true leader takes accountability even when something is not his fault. That is a true leader. So if our women in our community have gone astray, I think a lot of that may have to do with us as the men, especially us as Black men. Now, follow me here. These are just some quick notes. You can research and fact check all you want to, but these are some quick notes. I want to start here. When we were having the civil rights movement, you know what I'm saying, from the 50s to the 60s, and we seen people like Martin Luther King Jr., we seen Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, we seen our Black brothers and sisters marching and trying to, fight for equality and fight for rights. What was the tone? What did it look like? We seen our Black men upstanding in suits, no foul language, no sexuality, no hypersexuality. But where was our Black women? When Black people was in the church and we was all about the church, where was the Black women? Right there filling up the seats, right there in the choir. because that's where the black man was at. We was in the church, and then we went on the front lines and we was marching. Where was the black women? Right there on our side, marching with us. If we fast forward, I'm gonna look pen at. If we fast forward and we get to the time of the Black Panthers, now don't quote me, Black Panthers, I believe 70s, 80s. Let's do a quick search. The Black Panthers about 70s to 80s. Where was the black women at? Right there with them, holding their rifles with their black leather jacket and their afros and their fist in the air too. They followed the men. Women are natural followers, not natural leaders. And that's not a slight to women. It's power in that. Now, we know that some women make a bad mistake and they follow men who aren't really worthy, but we don't need to bash our sisters for that. We need to take accountability and get some of these men on the right track so that the women can follow men who are worthy to be followed. But follow me on this. Then, when certain things were introduced to our communities by powers that are more powerful than us, they dropped off drugs and guns into the neighborhoods, we seen another shift in the culture. The women, again, they still followed us though. You started seeing women wearing baggy clothes and they was wearing the dark shades, and man, they was representing, because they was emulating the man, because that's what the man was doing. Now let's fast forward it all the way into present day. Look at what's going on. If we say the women are being hypersexual and the women are not caring about family, and the women are saying all these dudes ain't shit and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, they're mirroring the men. We talking about bitches ain't shit, they ain't this, they ain't that. We not valuing family, you know what I'm saying? We just all about the smash and pass. Well, the women is doing the same thing. When we go to the strip clubs and we got our bottle and we toting up the bottle and throwing the money and having fun, and look at the girls. The girls is doing the same thing these days. They mirror us. They follow us. So if we have a problem with the way our sisters is conducting themselves, let's be real kings and real leaders and take accountability for that. Even if they out of pocket and they doing the wrong things, let's not write them off. I think a part of the problem is it's the men. It's the men, man. We leaving them unprotected. We leaving them misguided and miseducated. And so they following suit. So I think it's time to get us back on track. Men and our women will naturally follow. Naturally follow. It was something I wanted to bring up here. Let me see. I'm just not with that whole, I guess they call it the manosphere or whatever. And I could probably go extremely viral and do crazy numbers if I just got on here bashing women and I made all my content about bashing women. I could do that, but I'm not into that, man. And I've ran into some women, man, who, they wrong and they foul. But you still not gonna get me to just sit up here and just, bash women like that. I don't agree with that. I'm into real leadership, and real leadership is about accountability and solutions. You know what I'm saying? If our women is running wild and they acting a fool, I think as a man, as a leader, I'm supposed to look at that and say, maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe I'm part of it.